Good afternoon, it is Saturday the 17th, it is 4:30 and I'm just about to go online. I've tried for the first time. I got a reservation earlier on which I thought I would accept. It's towards collection from Southport, and I'm taking them to basically like Liverpool Dockway, so it's just shy of 20 miles, which is about a 45-minute job, but it's £33.50, so it's not too bad, especially I'm just about to start now and I don't need to pick them up for another hour. And Uber says that they will prioritise and they will give you jobs towards the collection point, so even if I'm able to get like another £5 or £10 job within that same time period, 15 either, you know, I'm potentially looking at anywhere between £40 and £50 for the first hour, which would be good. So I thought I'd give that a try. I'm also just in the process of editing and uploading some of the previous videos. I didn't realise for it to export it takes like 2 hours, and then it takes 45 minutes to upload onto YouTube, and that's just one video, and that's with a good laptop and like giga fast internet, so I didn't realise it was so slow, to be honest. Granted it's in like 4K and everything, but I don't know. So I will crack on and I'll try and give you an update in an hour, which is just before I pick this reservation up. If not, obviously it'll be after that reservation, so it's going to be probably nearer 6:30ish. So I will catch you in a bit. So it's just come on up to 7 o'clock. When I started before, which was just after 4:30, I didn't get a job until 10 to 6, so like 20 minutes. I was heading towards Ormskirk because I was just killing a little bit of time before that pre-booking, and then got a job back in Burscough from where I'd just pretty much come from. So I ran back there. That was £5.76 for 1 mile, but then I probably ran about 2 miles to go back to it. Straight after I dropped him off, I then had to drive to my pre-booking, which was Southport way, so it was probably like a 10-minute drive thereabouts. Now what's a little bit different about the pre-bookings, it's the first time I've done one. Normally when you pull up to a job, the 3-minute timer starts to allow the customer to come out, and then after another 2 minutes of waiting time, you're then able to cancel the job and charge them if you want to. Now I arrived at this job 3.5 minutes before I was due to arrive, so Uber then starts a clock to say that basically you're 3.5 minutes early. Once that time then elapses, because the booking was for like 5:35, it then starts a new clock and tells the rider that you've arrived at the destination. So I'm sat there, 1 minute goes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and I'm thinking, at what point are you allowed to cancel a job here? After 5 minutes I get a message from the guy to say, hi, where are you? I said, I'm messaging back saying I'm parked outside your house. Another minute goes by, he then sends another message to say, oh sorry, we're just waiting for some other people to get here, and then we'll be out. So I ended up waiting another, it was like 8 minutes plus the 3.5 that I got there, you know, so I was like 11.5, 12 minutes just sat there. Another car pulls up, 2 people get out. They were going to like graduation for like nurses or something down at the Titanic Hotel in Liverpool. So they got in, dropped them off, so that was £33.49. It was just an Uber X for 22 miles. So it took me 52 minutes to do that. As soon as I dropped them off, I had an XL about 100 metres away. That was £10.70 going 2.8 miles. So, you know, £3 a mile, not too bad. So I've just dropped them off in Bootle. The total up to now is £49.95, which is working out at roughly £20 an hour. So not the greatest, especially for, you know, like a Saturday night. However, I wanted to take that pre-booking because I just wanted to see what it was like and if it was worth it and how to go about doing it and whatnot. So loads of little rubbish jobs were popping up then because I'm around Bootle, you know, like 1 mile for £2 and moving close into the city centre and whatnot. So I'm going to go back online now and see what I can get really. I shall keep you updated shortly. Quick little update, it is now 8:20, so it's been an hour and 20 minutes since last update when I was down in Bootle. I got a little small job as soon as I come online, £4.77 for 1.3 miles. I was only a couple hundred metres away from them. And then got another Uber X that was from Bootle to Ormskirk, which is quite handy because I was hoping to try and head back in that general direction anyway. That was £14.51 for 9.8 miles. I then had an Uber XL, which was Ormskirk to Ormskirk, £6.58 for 1.1 miles. Didn't really have to run for that at all. I then had another job, £4.95 for 1.3 miles, Ormskirk to Ormskirk, and then the one I've just done then was £7.94. I arrived at the destination and there was a group of girls going to a house party, so they all get in. She says, "Oh, do you know where we're going?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "The app says we're going to the roundabout, we're doing a U-turn and then I'm dropping you back off here." So they put in the wrong destination, so they had to rechange it, but it was only, well, it was 1.4 miles, it was £7.94. So yeah, the pounds per mile aren't too bad. These ones aren't too bad, especially it seems to be around Ormskirk. I don't know if it's because there's maybe like a lack of Ubers, there's certainly a lack of XLs. A lot of the people who I've picked up said them or the friends really struggle to get Ubers from here after a night out to get back home. So up to now I'm on £92.45, which is, well, in about 15 minutes that'll come up to £23.11 an hour. So it's not too bad. How many miles have I done? I've done 70 miles up to now. But again, it's not too bad because, like I said, that's my home charging, so it's cost me £1.40 in electricity. Obviously not the other costs. I'll try and put a little table together and I'll probably do it like once a week, maybe on a Sunday or a Monday morning. I might give a breakdown from the following week, basically just to say the full outgoings for that week, everything that I've earned, like a full breakdown, and then I can divide that by how many hours I've worked throughout the week, because obviously it fluctuates all over the place, so it's nicer to have a bit of a weekly breakdown rather than just by the hour, because one minute, you know, I've been as high as like £29-30 and then I've had other hours where I haven't done a single job, so it's swings and roundabouts. So I'm just pulled in at the Shell petrol station, used the facilities and grabbed myself a sandwich, and I'll have a quick 15-minute break and then I will continue. It's only 8:20, so I'll try and give you another update around 9:30, something like that. I'll catch you then. Time is 10:20, so it's been about 2 hours since we last spoke. After I had that little break, I got a job, Uber XL, which was Ormskirk to Skelmersdale. That was £10.07 for 5.5 miles. I dropped off in Skem. I then had an Uber X a little bit further along towards Wigan, had to run a couple of miles for it. That was £11.23 for 6.1 miles. But then with the running miles it must have been 8 or 9 miles at least. Straight after that I had one just round the corner, £7.45 for 1.2 miles, which wasn't too bad. I then had another one which was probably only a mile away, £8.61, that was for 2.3 miles. I then had an XL, again probably like 1 or 2 mile run. That was £13.86, and that was for 5 miles. That was Wigan to Wigan. An XL cancel, XL cancel, and then the last one was £7.15, and that was for 2.3 miles, and that was a stone's throw from where that last XL job was. So I'm now at McDonald's in Wigan. I am on £150 and 82 pence. So that over the 6 hours I'm on £25 13 pence. Just too bad. Keep getting really daft job requests. I took a picture of one here before. So this is when I was in like Liverpool city centre, and they wanted me to run 4.7 miles to do a 1 mile job for £5.50. But I've been getting loads of little daft jobs like that where they just want you to run for miles and miles for next to nothing. I had another customer before. I was picking them up. It's frustrating because they know you're on the way, because they can see you're on the app. So you arrive there, and then I have the 3-minute timer, so that elapses. It then goes into the chargeable time, and then after a minute, 2 lads come out. So I open the door, they get in. I needed a pin, so I asked them for the pin. I was about to ask them for the pin and close the door. I always ask them, is it just them when they get in? Because the other day I shut the door on somebody on the other half of the group. So anyway, he was keen to give me the pin so I could type the pin in, which then stops the timer, the chargeable time. And but I asked him first, was anybody else getting in? And he said, oh no, the others are coming now. So then I just leaned back, and then I didn't type the code in. So then we sat there for, I think we got about 7 minutes into the chargeable time, and I could see him looking over from the back because I hadn't typed the code in. And then the other 2 come like strolling out like tomorrow will do. And I waited until they got in, the door was shut, and then I stopped the timer. And that's when I asked him for the pin again, just so he knew that he'd been charged. But it's annoying because I think they only get charged like 20p or something. It's nothing, but I wish they would get charged more, and it would make people speed up, because the only thing you can do is that, and give them like a 3-star, for basically wasting your time. Because like I said, for that waiting time and the 3 minutes, I was sat there for like 10 minutes. On a Saturday night, I could have went and jumped on another job. So that's my little rant over. Like I said, I'm in Wigan. It's only 10:30, so I'll probably go and find a supercharger, top up a little bit. I've still got a third of a tank, so it's not too bad. Been getting 3.4 miles per kilowatt, which is good. I've done 105 miles up to now. It's saying I've got around 50 miles left, which is okay when you're doing all these little Wigan to Wigan jobs and whatnot, but I'd start panicking a bit if a job popped up now and they were going to, St Helens or, like Liverpool or something. I would make it to Liverpool, but then I'd be really panicking. I'd be down to like my last 5 or 10 miles, so I don't like doing that. I just like to keep it topped up. If it was any later, if it was like around midnight, I'd just carry on running on this last bit and then just go home. But because it's only early, it's only 10:30, I'll go and find a charger, and I'll carry on. So I'll give you an update in a bit, but it might be a while because I need to go and charge up and then give it another hour of jobs. So it'll probably be midnight, if not a bit later. So it is the final update. It is 5 AM. Where are we? Last update was at 20 past 10, was it? Yep, I think it was. So I was in Wigan. I headed over to charge up so I could stay out for a little bit longer. and it was a bit of a pain, to be honest. I found a charging point that was apparently half a mile away, Genie Pod or Genie something. It was a load of rubbish. By the time I got there, this is the issue with there being so many different charging companies, and when you get there, each one requires different types of apps. It's a nightmare. So anyway, I got to this particular one. It was at a hotel. I found it around the back, downloaded the app. You have to fill in your life story, you know, your inside leg measurements, everything. Assign your card to it. And the only reason I picked that one is when I googled it and looked on their website, it said it was 54 pence a litre per kilowatt. It was 54 pence per kilowatt. However, after I'd gone through all that rigmarole, it then came up and said, oh, by the way, it's 75 pence per kilowatt. I'd rather torch the car out than spend 75 pence a kilowatt. So I left it and I thought, right, I'm just going to head back to my usual Maghull services. So I headed over there, which was like a 20-minute drive over there, and then basically stuck it on charge, climbed in the back, got some food, got the table out, and I was there for about an hour, to be honest. So yeah, I was in the services for about an hour, and then I probably had like another 20 minutes or so wasted because of that charger point. So anyway, after the finished charging, I then got an Uber X, which was Maghull down to Seaforth, which was £12.45 for 6.1 miles. I then got a job in Bootle to Liverpool, £9.47 for 3.2 miles. I then got a back to Seaforth again to Formby for £13 and 4 pence. That was for 6.6 miles. I then got I dropped this lady off in Formby, out in the middle of nowhere, went through these big massive metal like security gates, drove down this like private path driveway which was like another 200 metres long, through another set of security gates that she had, and then we turned this corner and no word of a lie, the house was probably the size of the White House. It was ridiculous. I had to drive all the way up to a house, and there was like a Bentley, Range Rovers, all sorts of electric cars, everything all parked outside. I've never seen a house so big in all my life. So anyway, after I left there, I then got a job Southport to Southport, an XL, which was £12.61 for 3.3 miles, but I did have to run about 3 miles for that, so about £2 a mile. As I was dropping them off, a job popped up, and all I seen was the amount, because I was driving, I had 6 people on board. I think it said like £42, so I just accepted it. And then when I got there, it was Southport, like promenade there, back to down by Seaforth. So I got in, they'd been to a wedding, it weren't too bad, have a little chat, and these lights, the lady added another stop on to drop a nan off, so that took the job up to £50 and 2 pence. So I only had to run like a mile for that job, and it was a 17.1 mile job, but I got £50 for it, so that was quite good. And then straight after that, just round the corner, I got another Uber X, £12.54. That was 5.6 miles. As soon as I dropped them off, there was another one just round the corner, an Uber XL, £8.05 for 1.5 miles. Dropped them off. I then had a Heighton to Speak, £14 2 pence. That was 10.7 miles. And then when I was at Speak, the the heighten to speak was someone who worked at the airport, so you kind of dropped them off at like a back entrance, and then when I was down there, it automatically joined me onto the queue, the airport queue. But then I picked someone up from, I think it was the Hilton, which was the old Liverpool airport, to take them to the airport. So I only had to run like a mile for that job, and then it was 1.9 mile job, so that was £9.49, but obviously it was £5 for the to get back out, so I'm assuming that's £9.49 in total, so I got £4.49. So then I had the choice. I had just about enough miles of charge to get home. I thought I can either go and charge up, I can stay out a bit longer, but I thought it's, at that point it was just coming up to 12 hours, so I thought like enough's enough, because it's about half an hour drive home. So I left it. I just come home. I just made it home with about 4 miles of charge left. I'm sat here now. I've put it back on charge. So total for the night is £297.51, and that is for 12 hours. So that works out at £24.79 an hour. Now, I count my wage as the second I leave the house to the second that I come back. However, there is certain things that you could take off that if you wanted to. For example, I was sat in the services for an hour, charging up, having something to eat on my phone, feet up in the back, so you could deduct that hour. I spent 20-25 minutes messing around with that other charging point, which I normally wouldn't have done. I could have done another 1 or 2 jobs in that time. So that was 20-25 minutes. I've then drove home empty from Speak, which was half an hour. So technically like 2 hours of that day has been wasted. So you could take that, what was it, 297, instead of dividing it by the 12, you could divide it by the 10 really, which would mean I was on £29.70 an hour. So it depends how you want to work it out. But yeah, not too bad. It is an increase from last Saturday, but I think I have done slightly more hours. Let's have a look. Oh, I haven't got it written down. It was 252 last Saturday. So I've done like nearly another £50. So yeah, not too bad of a night. I have been everywhere, to be honest, of mileage. I've done 231 miles. I've been everywhere. I've been all around Ormskirk, Bearscove, headed into Southport, been down to Bootle, Liverpool city centre, I've been to Heighton, done a couple of trips around Wigan. So I've covered quite a vast area, to be honest. So yeah, it's not too bad, and I've had a little dabble at different things, like the booking that somebody made, the booking request. I tried that. I tried back down at the airport again. I need to spend more time really. I might try and do some these lights. Some actual shifts, maybe like at an airport, whether it's Liverpool or Manchester. I might pick like a busy day for when the most flights are coming in, and I might spend a couple of hours there. But from what I've seen from like other YouTubers, it's not the greatest. It's very hit and miss. You can sit there and just get like a little £10 job out and then come back and you have to rejoin the queue again. But I don't know, it's one of these things you have to try. So it's just gone past 5 o'clock now anyway, so I'm going to go in, get some sleep, and come back out again tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Hopefully some of it has been of some use to you, and yeah, I will catch you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.